Welcome to Spectre Sisters, your portal into the unexplainable, the unknown, and the undeniably strange.
Each week, your hosts will guide you through chilling true accounts of possible paranormal encounters, bizarre events, and local legends that blur the line between fact and fiction. But we're not here just to spook. We shine a flashlight on the dark corners, question everything, and peel back the layers to find the truth. Or at least try.
From haunted houses and cryptid sightings to eerie coincidences and unsolved mysteries, the Spectre Sisters are on a mission to investigate it all with logic, curiosity, and just the right amount of goosebumps.
Love horror flicks and eerie thrillers? We've got that too, with in-depth reviews, hidden gem recommendations, and a critical eye on the strange side of cinema.
Plus, we sit down with local businesses, paranormal experts, and everyday people with not-so-everyday stories, and even take you on walkthroughs of some of the spookiest spots around.
Whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just along for the ride, Spectre Sisters is your go-to hub for everything weird, wild, and wonderfully unexplained.
So light a candle, keep your mind open, and remember, not everything strange is supernatural.
But some of it just might be.
Welcome back to Spectre Sisters, and this is part 2 of our 411 cases. And this is the disappearance of Bessie and Glen Hyde. Glen Rollin Hyde was a farmer from Twin Falls, Idaho, born on December 9th, 1898. Bessie Louise Haley was a bohemian artist and divorcee, originally from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Born December 29th, 1905, the couple met on a passenger ship that was traveling to Los Angeles in 1927. They later married on April 10th, 1928, the day after Bessie's divorce was finalized. In October of 1928, the couple traveled down to Green River, Utah, where they planned to start their river running journey for their honeymoon. Bessie was inexperienced with river running, whereas Glen had previously traveled the Salmon and Snake rivers in Idaho. Glen built a 20-foot wooden sweep scow that they would be using for their travel down the canyon of the Green and Colorado rivers. It was on October 20th, 1928, that the couple began their river running journey. While on their trip, the couple met several people, including Emery Kolb, a photographer who owned a studio on the southern rim of the canyon. The couple was photographed at his studio before they returned down to the canyon. Kolb later noted that Bessie seemed hesitant to return to the water, but she made an odd remark before boarding the boat again, saying, "I wonder if I shall ever wear pretty shoes again," when noticing his daughter's outfit. One of Kolb's friends, Adolph G. Sutro, joined the Hydes for a few miles for their trip before parting ways with them at Hermit Rapid on November 18th. This happens to be the last time the couple was ever seen. Search was launched by Glen's father before the couple would have been considered overdue at their destination on December 6th. It took until December 19th for their SCO to be spotted during a search at River Mile 237. The SCO was discovered upright and fully intact, including their supplies that were still strapped in. Also found on the SCO was a camera that held the final photo of the couple, taken around November 27th at mile 165. While searching the SCO, Bessie's diary was found as well. It was dated until November 30th, and it had noted that they had cleared mile 231. It was also believed that the couple had made camp at Diamond Creek, but no trace of the couple was found during the search. They vanished into thin air.
Yeah, that's so strange.
It is really strange.
And the fact that, like, they have a last photo and everything like that, and then the diary just
Cuts
stops.
off.
Yeah. And they found the SCO upright. It wasn't, like,
Fully
damaged
intact.
or... Yeah.
Our first theory comes from Otis R. Marston, a historian, that the couple was simply swept out of their SCO around mile 232, where there's pieces of granite wall under the heavy rapids. More boats have been damaged or capsized than any other area of the rapids. I don't know if I personally believe this theory because, like it was noted, the boat was found fully intact.
Yeah, there wasn't damage or anything like that. I feel like if it was a hard enough impact to throw them, you would see signs of that probably. So yeah,
Just some kind of damage at least.
Mm-hmm.
The second theory comes from a campfire in 1971. During a river tour of the Grand Canyon, the area where the Hydes were last seen, a woman named Elizabeth Cutler claimed to be Bessie Hyde and said that she stabbed and killed her husband before living in secret.
Okay.
Some sources also say that she called him abusive, but there's no firm answer on that. Later, when she was tracked down by a reporter, she denied having ever said that and claimed to not know who the Hydes are.
Okay. So like just a identity switch kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like taking on a new name and killing your husband, and that's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd one, especially like where they were last seen.
Yeah.
Crazy. The third theory is that famous Grand Canyon river guide, Georgie Clark, was actually Bessie Hyde. This theory came into popularity after Clark's death in 1992, when friends of hers were going through her belongings and found a certificate listing her name as Bessie DeRoss, the maiden name of Bessie Hyde.
Okay.
The marriage certificate for Glen and Bessie Hyde, and a pistol. This also ties in with the fact that a male skeleton was found hidden in Emery Kolb's garage in 1976 after his death, with a bullet in the skull.
Okay, yeah.
Freaky, but unfortunately the skull was identified not as Glen, but as a 22-year-old man who had died no earlier than 1972, so...
Okay, so debunked.
The Georgie Clark thing's really curious.
That is, yeah.
Because why did she have that birth certificate when her name was not Bessie DeRoss?
Yeah.
It wasn't what she was going by, as well as their marriage certificate and a pistol.
And a pistol. That's an odd, like, conglomeration of things.
It really makes me wonder if maybe they covered up that the skeleton was actually Glen.
Oh,
and
possibly,
maybe
yes.
had helped Bessie get away.
Yeah.
And that he was abusive, like some people had mentioned with our previous theory. It's all just curious.
Yeah, it definitely does sound like something is getting covered up for sure. And yeah, like maybe she just tried to hide it all and claim to be someone different and start over again. So yeah, I mean, stranger things have happened.
It's super strange, especially because we're almost a century later and no real traces of the Hydes have ever been found.
Yeah, that is very odd too.
We've never found clothing, bodies. All we ever found was their boat and their supplies.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Like, we could go with the theory that maybe they were thrown from their boat just because the rapids were so heavy and they just drowned and somehow their bodies were never recovered, because those rivers do go out to the Pacific.
Fair. Yeah, so the bodies could have been carried all the way out and then it would be hard to find them after that. Or maybe they were like, animals have gotten to them.
Yeah, animals. I didn't think of that one. Yeah. They were out in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
It's just all so strange. So, did Bessie truly kill Glen and live the rest of her life in secret? Did they die in the rapids and their bodies were just never found? Was it aliens? Cryptids?
You know what? That's usually the default.
We'll just default and go with aliens.
Default to aliens.
Them up. They're on Mars now. It's not our problem.
They've started a colony. They're ahead of the rest of us.
Honestly,
we'll be coming soon.
Who's really to say whatever happened to Bessie and Glen Hyde, though?
This was Spectre Sisters. Spook you next time.